I don't know, it feels kind of weird that last episode ended with me panting. If I made it out this far, I'm safe, right? Hello? Say something. Why are you silent all of a sudden? Say... Huh? I don't hear your voice. Just, who am I? I feel ready to crumble. Hiccup. You don't know who you are. Huh? You're the bug from earlier, aren't you? Can you speak? I hate feeling left in the dark. I want to know everything. I mean, it's me. Why wouldn't I? But I don't know. I'm completely lost. I have no idea what to do with myself. This guy comes out of nowhere and totally shakes apart everything I thought I knew. I mean, those memories of leaving home are so real. I can practically taste them on my tongue. But I didn't sense any hint of, deceit in his voice, so I want to believe him. It's all too much for me right now. There are so many things I need to ask you. What happened 1 year ago? Where are you at this very moment? That was flashback time. Or it's not anymore. Where was I? How am I supposed to know? I'm here, answer me. You cry a lot, Sheena, and that just makes me want to hug you. 'Cause, you know, you scared? Yes, I'm terrified. What if I'm not who I think I am? What did he mean by my programming? Are my memories nothing but lies? Am I really alive? Do I even exist in this world? Of course you exist, Sheena. Ninomiya. I think I said that right. Ninomiya. Alright. Seems like you heard me clearly this time. Sorry if I kept you waiting. I managed to whitelist our names in the game's test bank. Can you hear me down there? I'm Arata Mizunashi. That's the guy I turned the voice off of. Oh. Ninomiya. That's my name. Yes, that's your real name. Mizunashi? No, she's crying. I can't believe I finally found you. I wish you knew how worried, sick we've all been. You're safe in there, right? I was so scared. I missed you so much. Wait, she remembers him. Yeah, me too. Mizunashi? Where am I? Is that gonna be like, wake up?
Wake up.
Oh. Huh? Crap. I didn't realize I fell asleep. What time is it? 3 a.m.? Not even morning yet? Huh. Oh. I got a real yawn coming, but... it's not coming. Yawn. I had an actual yawn coming, but it was teasing me. It's been a while since I've fallen asleep in the middle of work. Come to think of it, I'm starving. What do I have around here to eat? My name is Arata Mizunashi. I'm 27 years old. I'm a programmer. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. Ebbs and flows. Each second passed is just another line of code typed. When did I wake? When did I sleep? When did I start working? When did I stop? And when did I eat last? I don't ever take the time to ask myself any of these questions. Each day bleeds into the next, and no one bats an eyelash. But it's all okay. I'll just keep on going. Oh yeah, a steamed melon pan. Guess I forgot to eat that lunch I bought. Delicious.
Again? You were obsessed with that bread.
Memories of someone. Died again. Huh?
The
Hello there.
melon pawn? You practically eat them for every meal. Don't you get tired of the same thing?
But isn't that Sheena's favorite thing? Or is it just their both favorite thing? This is where I work, Enigma Games. A small game development company where we work on software on behalf of game publishers. Much of what we do is kept under wraps by non-disclosed agreements. My coworker here, who shows little care for NDAs, is Sumiki Tokiwa? Or Tokiwa? I can only say Sumika. She works on a project separate from my team, but she is undoubtedly one of Enigma's top programmers. My dietary habits are none of your business, Can't yawn again. I enjoy the taste, but that doesn't mean it's my favorite thing to eat. I guess I just don't have a craving for anything else. Forget that. Tokiwa, aren't you, swamped with work? Should you be hanging out with me?
Don't worry. I just finished working on a huge block of code, so I wanted to pick on you during my break. Here you go.
Whoa, take it easy. You shouldn't throw things without warning at me. Oh, it's coffee. Thanks.
No problem. Huh. Looks like someone had a productive evening.
What? What makes you say that?
Your code. I can see the progress you've made on your monitor. 300 lines in one day is something to be proud of.
Hey, don't you have another project to work on or something? You can't just peek at what I'm working on over here.
Oh, loosen up. Who cares? We're both employees for the same company. As far as I'm concerned, my work can be an open book to you.
Yeah. That's why they separate us into cubicles, right? What's the real reason you're over here anyway?
I already told you. I just wanted to pick on you. Seems like our most recent spat left a good impression on you. I know you've got the skill to pull it together. But ever since she went missing, you've seemed totally disinterested in this project.
Let's drop it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I just hoped you could understand.
It's a personal problem. I just don't want to talk about it. It's not your fault, so don't worry.
That's not what I meant. You don't seem to get it, so I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. This isn't your fault. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own.
Right.
Hey, I just realized that bread you like so much, I mean, Sheena used to buy those from the shop downstairs, didn't she?
She did. She loved them so much. She used to buy them, by the dozen for the office.
Let me guess. Before you knew it, you were hooked. Sounds like some Pavlovian training. What's the matter?
Pavlovian training, huh? I barely noticed.
I think everyone's entitled to slip into bad habits now and then. We just passed a year since Sheena went missing, haven't we?
Yeah, which marks a year since the World's Odyssey project ended, too. World's Odyssey, sometimes abbreviated as WOD for short. Enigma staked the company's fate into developing a VR MMO program, which is short for a virtual reality, massively multiplayer online game. Much of its larger development infrastructure was put into place by the well-known corporation, Agile Incorporated, or Inc. A few years ago, a game engine that they released made headlines. It was an immersive, cloud-based system known as the Alice Engine. Shinomiya a fresh-faced director full of imagination and enthusiasm, helmed the project with her and the Alice engine confirmed. I hopped on the project as the game's primary programmer. We set out to make something never made before, a fully realized fantasy world. However, in the middle of the development, the Alice engine began producing a series of bugs that were proving impossible to fix. To make matters worse, Shinone Nomiya, our fearless director, had suddenly vanished. We had no choice but to halt development for WOD. We made it to the alpha stage of the build, but the assets were immediately frozen, and the Agile froze their funding too. We heard it all. We knew that it couldn't be done. It was too much of a burden for some young girl to do by herself. I couldn't help but seethe with anger, hearing everyone shift the blame onto her and whisper behind her back.
When things go south, it's easy to push the blame onto a newer employee, but you're beating yourself up too much for how you handled having her on your team. From my point of view, at least, you weren't that strict. I don't think she took the pressure badly either. Don't be so hard on yourself.
What the hell? Cut me open, why don't you?
It's practically written on your face. You're all, everything's my fault, or, I'm so sorry, Sheena.
Leave me alone.
Hey, would you mind doing that face again?
Tokiwa? I guess Tokiwa puffed her cheeks playfully as she pointed her fingers towards my face. What do you mean?
Come on, just one more time. I'll stop bothering you if you make that face again.
You make no sense. Just leave me be. If you won't, then I'll just go home.
Kaboom!
I hear a uni in this woman. Then, from out of the blue, something was thrown onto my desk.
Whoa! How about a warning first? Kinda pervy, don't you think?
Arta, I have the sample you asked for. I followed all your design specs, right? For a heroine-themed booby mouse pad.
Oh no. Well, not right now.
Wow. Did you ask the marketing team to work on samples for this? What a turnoff. Well, I guess considering our target audience, it shouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I followed your suggestions to the T, Arta. What do you think? Does it resemble she enough?
This feisty woman is Lydia Nolan. She is Enigma's, you know, she must be American. That name is too American. She is Enigma's chief character designer. Her Japanese is so good that it's almost hard to believe I literally didn't read that before. Maybe I should have waited 2 seconds and actually, whatever. Freaking smash my dick into the ground. She is a master of art of conversation, to the point that I can keep up with how quickly she goes. You know what, actually that one part back there should have been removed. This should have been removed for English. What does it matter? She's a ball of passion who pours her soul into her work and her hobbies. It certainly shows. Would you quit it?
You asked for this, Arta? Don't tell me that you used Sheena as a model for the heroine.
About that.
Jeez! And you even went ahead and got the right proportions for her bust.
It's a little too flat-chested, isn't it? Nothing that can't be fixed. Just need to add some padding over here.
Okay, good night.
Stupid Arta.
Huh?
That girl has no idea. Today was tougher than usual. Here's I've got this melon pan. A message. Let's see. Spam, more spam. Yep, more spam here. Huh? This is... Wait. Does this Cinderwine say... World's Odyssey MGMT? The subject just says, you got an unread message. I should have turned the preview file on. I can't see what it reads inside, but it looks like there's an attachment here. What the hell? It might be a virus, so I shouldn't open it. But Pretending to have worked on World's Odyssey just to send an email to someone who actually worked on the game is so stupid. Wait a second. That's when I put my mouse cursor over the sender line. The email address being displayed was sheena@wad.com. This is from Sheena? Seriously? It was the test email for Sheena Ninomiya, the girl that had been presumed missing for over a year. I didn't care that it could have been a spam email or some kind of prank. Without a second thought, I clicked it open. Why am I getting an email from her address? Just as I saw, there was an attachment. I couldn't figure out with its extension what it was, but it was obviously that the file had been compressed. I tried my best to extract the compressed files with a few basic expansion tools, but for whatever reason, I couldn't open them. Even if I clicked on it, it won't open. Is it just a strange zip file or something? I've never seen an email like this before. Try as I might, I couldn't open the attachment. My brain was being pulled from all directions. First the sender line, now this attachment. My frustration made my cheeks beat red, but there was nothing that I could do to open it. What proxy server could this have come from? All the servers should be down. I was at a loss. My next course of action was to access the World's Odyssey servers, knowing full well they were probably deactivated. What? You gotta be kidding me! After we unplugged the server, the cache should be impeded and deleted? How the hell is this happening? World's Odyssey? Hey, what's going on? The screen's becoming erratic. It's bugging as all hell. This is bad. It was nowhere near this messy when I last touched it. How would any bugs be able to penetrate a firewall if the device is shut down entirely? What if I open up the control panel? Whoa, this is no good. These lines of code are totally jumbled. An entire year had passed since the incident. The disappearance of Sheena Ninomiya. Of course, we had reported her disappearance to the authorities immediately, but never had I been satisfied with how they chose to close the case. We were close teammates who had worked within arm's length for 2 years. We'd struck a fine friendship, and I'm sure she agreed. I feel like you got a certain crush on Sheena. When you're eating her favorite foods, you can't forget her. Sheena was wise beyond her years, but there were moments where her mind would drift off. The company had asked me to take Sheena under my wing so that not only would she be cultivating an understanding of our company, but she would also become an experienced professional, one that our company had planned on grooming to the highest election. I think that's right. When stresses from the job got the better of her, I noticed her slip over to the bathroom where I knew she'd cried by herself in the stall. However, it was always done discreetly, never getting in the way of her giving 100%. Her unbridled enthusiasm always surpassed our team's expectations. But what made her truly special was the sincerity in her work. I know because I spent nearly every day with her. Sheena would never, ever walk away from her job without any explanation. This game was her life, her legacy. It's hard to imagine anyone walking away from it without any care or remorse. There has to be something fishy behind her sudden disappearance. Nothing else makes sense. The police didn't share my conclusion, and were more invested in the belief that she willingly ran off instead of something more nefarious. As Sumaki mentioned, I've been feeling hollow ever since. All I wanted was an answer, something to make sense of the tragedy. I even thought that I could hire a private investigator, but both of her parents had passed away, and she had no other surviving relatives. For anyone else, that would have been enough reason to leave it be, but neither Sumaki nor myself were willing to do so. has the two of us said about cleaning out her vacated office? No, we will find Sheena. Wait a minute. It says there's one active player moving in the server. That's impossible. Maybe if I could check the player log, I can see a screen name or something. Account name, Sheena. Status, active. Last online, 3 minutes ago. Sheena, are you in there? Oh my god, I need a second. Give me a moment, please. I'm actually very exhausted from all that talking. Drink. My lungs hurt. I'm gonna let you guys know something right quick. I have a lung problem away. My tonsils, one of them, are bigger than they need to be. I had this problem ever since I was born. It's gotten better, to be honest. But... oh god. My lungs. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, I must have collapsed from fatigue after trying to escape the palace. Sorry, Mizunashi, I fell asleep. Huh? Mizunashi? He's being unresponsive again. Does that mean he logged out and hasn't returned yet? I'm in. Yes, it has to be. These are the plains of World's Odyssey, right? I'm sitting in front of Hardest Palace. Yo. Who the heck is this? Ah, you scared me. Oh, are you? I'm Mr. Enigma. What? Your voice. Might you be Mizunashi? Yeah, it's me. Don't you recognize my skin? It's our company's mascot, Mr. Enigma. Of course I do. He's so cute. Why are you using another character's skin? Well, I figured that chatting with you might be difficult if it was just my voice. So I hoped having a visual component would help. Besides, this character gives me access to parts of the code that I can't normally touch. Adds and use the skin to crack down on troublemakers. In order to help you, I'll need to be able to identify errors in the code directly. This way, I can make changes in real time. Kinda perfect, don't you think? Tech savvy as always, Mizunashi. I think it's a terrific idea. There's one catch though. Because I'm an admin character, I'm not allowed to participate in battle. What? Don't stare back at me like that. I can't help it. I'm impressed by the level of graphical detail in Mr. Enigma. Thanks. Nice of you to mention it. Alright, let's try and make sense of what we know at this very moment. Your name is Shino Ninomiya. You are currently playing a game which you helped create. You remember that name, right? Yes. So, about your body in the real world. What's the matter? You're blushing. Don't put it like that. It sounds so perverted. I'm more than just a body, Mizunashi. What? A body is a body. How else should I describe it? Oh. If you don't like me referring to you as a body, then how about a true form? No, body is fine. Alright. Then, going back to the subject at hand. Judging by your responses, it seems like you don't know where you are. Why is that? I wish you could tell me. It's disorienting for short. This world feels more akin to reality than any other at the moment. If I look to my right or to my left, I can see the textures of World's Odyssey environments. I can feel the wind grazing my palm. Well, it's VR. Wherever you are, the real you should be wearing the white rabbit on your head. That's what we call it. White rabbit? They're goggles that are optimized for games, which have what we refer to as the Alice engine. The primary selling point is that it includes a dreamlike state for its wearer. Reality becomes indigestible from VR. A dreamlike state. Maybe I can see for myself, huh? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to find a way to remove my goggles. How do I take them off again, Mizunaishi? Well, in order for the VR to work, the game recalls all your brain's conscious energies. You can't move until you wake up. Really. Don't tell me you forgot. I'm sorry, my memory's still so hazy. Hazy, huh? I wonder if her subconscious is troubleshooting her long-term memories with experiences she made in the game. Sheena, do you have any inkling as to when you first started playing World's Odyssey? Nope. Every time I shut my eyes and try to recall my past, everything goes blank. The one thing I do is remember. Coding World's Odyssey, with you and the rest of the team. If I focus too much on it, I feel nothing except for dark, frigid loneliness. For a long time, I couldn't find anyone to talk with. My prevailing statement was that I felt scared to death. I see. Sheena, listen to me. In the real world, you've been missing for over an entire year. Missing? What? Is that true? Yeah. We immediately filled a missing persons report with the authorities. Tokiwa and I had initially figured out that you were involved in some kind of incident, so we've taken it upon ourselves to search for you. I should have asked you this way right away. But was the choice to go missing of your own volition? I have no clue. It's tough for me to imagine how I got here in the first place, much less who's responsible for it. I see. We were worried sick, having considered all the possibilities to a dizzying extent. If her resounding statement was, in fact, fear, perhaps she experienced some form of intense trauma that scarred her memories, making them inaccessible for the time being. I can't help but wonder what kind of incident might have left her in this state. You see, even with what I've retained of the real world, somehow it doesn't feel as tangible as anything I've sensed in this world. Sure, I remember sitting next to you with my cup of coffee, working on the lines of code, but I remember the sights and smells of walking on a meadow in World's Odyssey just as vividly. I need breath. It might have something to do with Alice Engine's artificial intelligence control kicking in. What? I have a suspicion that the game has identified you as an anomaly and is trying to erase you, or it's trying to assume control of your character. Please don't tell me that. Just kidding. It's impossible for the AI to assume control of human consciousness, as easily as I suggest. Why do you keep on hugging me? Because you're so adorable. Adorable? Come on! Huh? No, it wasn't like that. I was talking about Mr. Enigma, not you, Mizunaishi. Don't worry, Mizunaishi. I don't find you cute. Now I wasn't fishing for compliments, but for her to do a whole 180 so admittedly is disconcerting on its own. In any case, let's focus on walking you out of here, so that you can wake up in the real world. Something unnerving is afoot, though. That enormous hole in the sky has unleashed a chain reaction of bugs all over this game. I see. So the hole in the sky was a bug. Where'd it go? Where did what go? I've been trying to access the master UI panel to initiate a manual user logout, but the menu is nowhere to be found. You must be mistaken. There's no way that's possible. Wait, you're right. I can't perform the function on my end either. Do you think the bugs have something to do with it? We can't rule out the possibility, but our predicament could be more dire than we had originally anticipated. Meaning, in the same way that our names were somehow blacklisted from the in-game chat function, I see other signs of third-party tampering in our code. Are you telling me that we've been hacked? Well, That's my guess. Even so, whoever it is,